Lesson 3, Step 4. We're on Step 4 now, okay? So, organize your details. We're going to organize our details now. We should have already, doing steps 1, 2, and 3, we should have identified what a legend is, the elements of a legend, what should be in a legend. We learned what our assignment is, and what kind of things that we have to have in our legend. And now we're going to start. We're going to start organizing our details for our legend. Okay. Now we're on page 78 and 79 of our I Ready writing book. Please get there with me, and we will go over this together. Okay. All right. On page 78 over here, we have organize your details. This is basically we're going to look over here. We're going to peek. We're going to take a peek of what a successful writer has done. All right, and this is Lily Alfarsi, and she has already, she's already written our mentor text. All right, and that was the one that was about Davy Crockett and Lulu May Hardin and the Great Swamp of Virginia. All right, so this is what she wrote, and we're going to take a peek as to what Lily is thinking when she is organizing her story. Okay, with a story map. Now, I have included a story map in your writing folder. Okay, it's going to be lesson 3 story map. So you should either, if you can download and print it, great. Hit pause now, do that, come back with it. All right, because you're going to need it. Otherwise, if you don't, just look on page 78 and 79, and if you can't print one out, then just kind of make your own. It's like a little graphic organizer. It's just a blank sheet of paper with a couple lines in it. Okay, all right, but let's just go ahead and get started with that. Now that you guys are back from pausing, we are now going to go over this. All right, we're on page 78. It says right there, now that you have begun to develop your legend's character and setting. We just did that in the last lesson. It's time to plan the details of your plot. What is going to be, what the whole thing, that's the plot. What is going to happen in the story, okay? Remember that narratives, including legends, are organized in the following way. Those bulleted points say the first, it has common sense, guys, okay? It's kind of the beginning, the middle, and the end. That's what every story has, right? Okay, but the beginning introduces the main character, the setting, and the problem or situation that sets the events in motion. That's in there for a reason because, again, that's what you're going to have to do in your assignment. The middle tells the story of events in order. All right? It shows the characters thinking, feeling, and reacting to events. The end wraps up the story in a convincing way. It tells how the problem is solved. Okay? A convincing way, it doesn't have to be, and they lived happily forever after. It can be anything you want, as long as it's convincing, okay? Doesn't have to be like something crazy, but keep it within school rules. You guys understand that, right? Okay, cool. Now, down here, let's look at the bottom of the page where it has the modeled instruction. This is where we're going to get the peek into how Lily was thinking when she was organizing her details, and we're going to try and mimic that on the other page over here ourselves for our own writing. Let's look at this. Lily's story map. Over here on the left-hand side, we see that she has taken her story map and she has written her setting. The hot, humid day in the Great Swamp of Virginia. She has put down the main character, Davy Crockett. The problem. Davy needs to protect his reputation as the best gator wrestler. That's what he needs to do. And the beginning, Davy Crockett competes against Lulu May Hardin. Lulu May, a cook, is just as good at gator wrestling as Davy. And then Lulu May can't flip her gator, and Davy thinks quickly and tricks his by throwing at Lulu May's biscuit, and he wins. The end. Okay? Now, this is what she wrote out in her story map. And again, the think aloud. This is what she was thinking when she was writing this story map out. She says to herself, my assignment said to write a legend about Davy Crockett, a real person. Okay, did that. He's strong and smart, but I can make up other details about him. So I'll make him a bit of a show-off. And I'll make his toughest opponent a woman who is just as strong as he is. That will be an interesting challenge. Okay, she's thinking this through. All right, she has taken her assignment. She's doing what she's supposed to do in the assignment, and she's kind of expanding upon it with what she's supposed to do here as well too. Okay, so now the next part says, I know the middle. See, that was the beginning. Now I know the middle of the story needs to keep readers excited, so I'll make Lulu May a really good wrestler, and I'll create suspense by sending the contest to a tie. The two characters will boast in a good-natured way to one another. So they're good-natured meaning they're just going to friendly banter. What'd she say to him? Or what'd he say to her? Hope you're not a sore loser, Lulu May. She goes, I hope you're not a sore loser, Davy. So, all right, now the last part. Talking about the ending now. She says, Davy will win the contest. He's the hero, after all. But it will be because he uses his quick thinking and wits, not just his strength to beat Lulu May. All that is what Lily Al-Farsi has done to prepare for writing her mentor text that we've already read. Now, over here on the next page, on 79, let's look at that now. We have an excerpt that we're supposed to read and identify things from. And it says, so read the excerpt from Legends and help Our Lady to the right there, Olive. Okay, she is our help. She's us. Okay, I'll help Olive fill in part of her story map by completing the activities. As always, use the hints for help. So, Olive's story map. She set up a story map the same way: setting, main character, problem, beginning, middle. And Olive's story map, Olive's story is about Northumbria, a medieval kingdom in what is now Scotland. Her main character is going to be Pipkin, a brave and clever palace guard, an excellent climber, a little reckless. Okay. Pipkin must recover the king's stolen crown. That's the problem here. And the beginning is, so now she's starting off with her beginning, middle, and end here for the bottom part. She's kind of going to put an overview of what she wants to make her story like. And then she's going to fill it in with all the crazy stuff. Okay? Now, beginning, the king's enemy has hidden the crown in the tower of his castle. Now, our assignment doesn't say anything about tower. Okay, just has hidden it away in his castle. His castle could be, it could be big, it could be small, it could be green, blue, whatever you guys want. Okay. Now, middle. It stops at middle. I wonder why. Let's look at number 1. Number 1. Which parts of Olive's setting, where it takes place, are typical of Legends? And then it says, explain your answer. First of all, which parts of Olive's settings are typical of Legends? Let's find Olive's settings. Okay, her setting up here says, in her story map, Northumbria, a medieval kingdom in what is now Scotland. Is that a real place? Scotland a real place? Yes. So which parts of Olive's settings are typical of Legends? You write your answer down here, okay? But you also have to explain your answer, so please explain in a complete sentence. Number two. Read the hint, okay? Over here, hint. Number 2, which details of Olive's story map are examples of the underlined features in the excerpt up above? Underline these details in Olive's map. Olive's story map. So we're going to underline some details over in Olive's story map. So we have to, let's go on. Then draw an arrow connecting each detail in the excerpt to its related detail in the map. So what you're going to do is you're going to underline something over here in Olive's story. You're going to underline which details are examples of the underlined features in the excerpt. So look at the underlined features. The top one says, extraordinary skills and virtues. So which one over here does that relate to? Pipkin, the main character, is a brave and clever palace guard. So that's what you would use, all right? Now, 3. Think about Pipkin's plan to get back the crown. Give Olive some ideas by adding details about the plan to her map. Middle. So you're going to finish that off in the middle up here, where it says middle. In Olive's story map, you're going to finish what you think she should have in there. Now, Pipkin is her character. Pipkin's plan to get the crown back. You have to make something up for Olive here, okay? Give that a try. That's number 3. But we're not done. Yes, we are. See you on step 5. All right, see you, bye.